All right, all right, all right. Welcome back. Week 2 here, Legion of the Bad Boys. I got my handsome co-host here, Joey, the manager for
Hello,
the
hello,
Martini Police, who is
hello,
my Week
hello, in the
3
flesh.
matchup. That'll be fun. I think we're just
Oh, it
gonna
will be.
start off going through the matchups here. Um, First matchup, we'll just do me versus Kyle here. This was a fun one. Um, I first week last week I was out at Connor's wedding, so I didn't really get to watch too much Red Zone. But this was the first week of Red Zone for me, and I sat down. I was like, can't wait for my team to score a million points. And then I got to the witching hour, and I only had like 30 with like a majority of my guys playing. And I was like, oh no, oh no. And then at the end of that Dallas Giants game, just Malik Neighbors scored probably 20 points in that fourth quarter. It,
Yeah, a little what, 48 yard TD to cap her off.
mm-hmm. I actually,
Nice.
when I
Bucky
was,
just going hot and cold in that game. Dude, hot and cold. Rashad White looking good, but hey, 15
mm-hmm.
points, you take that.
Yeah, the Bucky Irving was like, he looked really good. He just didn't get the touchdowns. I mean, he averaged 2.6 a carry. Or no, that was week one. 4.2 a
Yeah, for
carry
two.
with 6 receptions for 50 yards. So it's like he had a really good game. He just didn't get in the end zone. And I can't be too upset about that. He just scored me 15. Yeah, kind of just an overall average week for my team. Bo bounce back week, which was nice. But that's kind of the theme for my team through the first 2 weeks. It's pretty average, except for this Malik Neighbors game. Kind of pushed me into that upper echelon of the scorers in week 2, which was nice.
Yeah, man. And you look at Kyle's team, right? You got some good guys. You got Baker, you got Cook doing well, and then the
Mm-hmm.
Jets just coming back to earth. Coming back to earth,
Yep.
Vikings relying on just a shit quarterback, just an absolute shit quarterback. AJ Brown has no quarterback. Njoku, you got Flacco. I don't know. Warren has Rodgers. Warren will be decent this year. You can actually pass blocks. They should stay on the field. But yeah, Kyle talking a lot of shit coming out of week one and then kind of back down to earth here.
Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, I mean, 97 points is probably
I
just
know.
under what you want. I think in the past, I've always felt like breaking over that 100-point barrier always kind of meant that you
Hmm.
had like a decent week where it was like a respectable, like you could win if you're playing someone that kind of is not playing well. You obviously want to like get up to like the 110s to like have a really nice week, but still not a bad week from Kyle here. Um,
No, not a bad week. It's just the producers are maybe just not who you'd expect. You got two studs, two absolute
exactly.
studs, just doing nothing.
Mm-hmm. The AJ Brown after 2 weeks has been pretty tough for him. I think he might be trying to trade him away. Who
Yeah,
knows? Who
yeah,
knows? Jalen Warren though has been a really nice pickup for him. He got him in the 6th round, so
yeah.
he's RB
Solid
RB
pickup.
12. It's pretty good value
Yeah,
there.
solid pickup. Hopefully, I'm expecting this week we see maybe CJ Stroud hit the waivers.
I
I don't know.
think
What's
I
this guy
think he
doing?
I think he might have already. I think he did a
Oh,
little.
did
Yeah, he did get dropped to the waivers. We'll
Nice.
go through the ads and drops later, but Troy Franklin on my bench, 20 points. It's just
Looking good. Keenan Allen
phenomenal.
looking good too.
Oh yeah.
Rock a little banged up, but man, if you watch on that tape, some of those catches he had this like falling backwards like grab off his knee with the brace. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, yeah. I saw that one.
Steph Diggs, we'll see what happens. Still kind of ramping up. It's
Yeah.
just going to be a weird. England's kind of a weird team right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, sorry you got the loss this week, Kyle, but still decent. Let's go. Let's go to our next matchup here. We got Hawk Diggity Dog versus Due Process. Actually, let me do some
Hawk,
calculations.
Hawk and diggity dog.
He won by 40. Oh,
Mhm.
this is the taking out the trash segment. This is Parker taking out the trash 2 weeks in a row. Da-
Defensive matchup here, though.
really defensive matchup. We'll start with Parker's team here. Jalen Hurts kind of off week, only 11.5 there. Not, I don't know if he did a tush push or not. Maybe he got one. He did get a tush push. Only 100 yards throwing, and that's kind of the theme with the Eagles. I feel like they don't need to pass to win games, and that's kind of their game plan going forward. It looks like so. Kind of bad for the AJ Brown and Devonta Smith stocks. But if Jalen Hurts can keep tush pushing it in, I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, I
Um,
think this week they got the Rams matchup. I'm calling. I think the Rams take it. I think the Rams take it. I think the league saw the tape. They saw guys jumping off sides a lot. A lot of false starts, whatever the call is.
mhm.
On the Eagles O line on those tush pushes, and I don't know. They might need to make a little example of them here. They beat Kelsey and the Chiefs, right? So you gotta do a little punishment there.
Mm,
But yeah, Jalen Hurts. I mean, I've got him in a couple spots. I think I got him in my high school league with Ian. And yeah, dude. I mean, you look at his passing chart. There's like I think he had like one pass further than 10 yards or something. He's just
yeah.
like dinking and dunking, and I mean that was just like a complete ball control game against the Chiefs, just trying to get out of there with
Mhm.
a win.
Yep. Yep. For Parker's running backs here, definitely a dry week. Chase Brown with that Joe Burrow injury is really interesting. I don't know how much that's going to affect him or not, but pretty mediocre week for Chase Brown. Very mediocre week for Ashton Genty here against the Chargers. Um,
Yeah, and Genty. I mean, Genty's just not putting effort in on those passing downs.
no,
Some of the
no.
blocking he's going for. He's just watching guys get hit. Some of these miscommunications he's having. He is a rookie, but
Yeah.
I don't know. The Raiders O line is just fucking ass, dude. Just really bad at run blocking. JSN though, JSN Zay Flowers, this kind of tandem 30-year breakout wide
Mm-hmm.
receiver room.
Mm-hmm.
Like the last couple of years, Zay and some of the advanced metrics has been getting it done for a while, but just hasn't gone the target volume he needs. And now he's probably still not gonna be a red zone guy, but Lamar's been turning to him a lot. We'll see. Maybe likely comes back and takes some of those targets, but right now, like they're not throwing to Bateman, they're not throwing to Andrews, just running on the ground and throwing to Zay pretty much there.
Yeah.
And JSN just dude getting it done, just getting it done
He is
every
getting it
year.
done.
It's too many targets around him. He can't get it done. Last year he does. This year, there's no one around him.
Yeah.
Can he be the alpha? And dude, he's just
Yeah.
I
13
just saw no
targets.
touchdowns yet, but just the volume you like to
Mm-hmm.
see.
Yep. Um, Zay Flowers is interesting because it's like how many times have they targeted D Hop on like those touchdown
Hmm.
passes, and then you kind of got Zay Flowers chunking it up the field. So I mean, you're happy if you're Parker for the Zay Flowers pickup here. He's doing you great. Wide receiver 6 on the season so far. Great start this
Yeah,
season.
that's money.
Kind of hope that
And
he
yeah, even I
just
mean,
keeps it up.
old man hurts. We'll see if Jaden plays this week. Even if he doesn't, I'm sure Mariota, he's feed Delaney Walker. Probably
Hmm.
going to feed Ertz too. Just finding those soft spots in the zone. Terry's just doing nothing. Run game. Eckler's hurt now. Like just finding those soft spots and just
Yeah.
giving them those easy first downs.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, just back to back like 15-point weeks. Just looking good.
Looking really good. In the post draft pod, me and Keegan pointed out he had Dallas Goddard on his team, and we were like, Parker, you need to hit the waiver. You need to go pick up another tight end. And then he went and picked up Ertz, and then he said, if if Dallas Goddard outscores Ertz this week, I blame it on you. And now he's tight end 2 on the season. So you're welcome, Parker.
Yeah, and I'll say this, Parker, do not trade Matthew Golden to Ian. I swear to God, that guy. He's doing nothing production wise fancy right now, but his separation scores are nuts. There's going to be some game scripts. He's a rookie. He's going to come on. Do not trade him to fucking Ian. I swear, dude.
I don't know if you noticed, but there was a trade about an hour ago. We'll go over that probably
I did. I
after
did.
the matchups. It was a nice, good, even trade, I think. But let's
Mhm.
continue here. DeAndre Swift. How do you feel about Swift as a Bears fan?
So I saw some stats today. Top five teams in terms of yards per contact, run blocking wise. Listen, the Bears O line last couple years has been really bad. I think we were like 28th in that stat last year, and now we're fourth in the league in terms of yards before contact. and Swift is still getting nothing done on the ground. We're averaging, I think it's like on average the Bears offense right now. They're looking at like the typical third down is like a third and 10.5. You know,
Mm,
he's just not. They're opening holes and he's just running into everything else, dude. He'll
yeah.
bounce it outside. He'll try to go for the hurdle instead of the cut, and I don't know. Roshan's been hurt. Monungai is a seventh round rookie. I don't know, man.
Mhm. Mhm.
Bears signed him last year as the first running back, free agent, and it was like fucking Saquon was right there, man. So I don't know. He's fast. He's a weapon in open space, but that like first, second down, he's just not getting it done. But
Yeah.
luckily, I don't think they have any other options. Like Roshan's just a dude, and
Mhm.
Monungai. I mean, we'll see what happens. Ben Johnson seems to like him, but um, yeah, he's not helping my boy Caleb.
Yeah, Ben Johnson was he when he was on the Lions got rid of Swift, no? So
Yeah,
it's like they've
yeah,
had
correct.
they've had a past as well. So we'll see how that goes. Going over to Daniel's team here. I don't want to spend too long. It's a painful subject for the guy, but he his team is looking to get carried by Josh Allen and Derrick Henry every week. So when they combine for 14 points here, you're not going to win. Especially with 57 points.
Yeah, but hey, Dave, on the upside, if you scroll down here, at least the bench has Isaiah Pacheco and Jalen Waddle. I'm sure that'll help. Waddle missing practice, questionable heading into Thursday night. Pacheco not getting it done. I mean, there's a lot here you can get into. Just a lot of floor. Just a lot of floor, I think.
Yep.
TJ Hawkinson scares me. Just straight up scares me. He's got Ferguson, who's been getting targets, so that's should be a pretty easy swap out.
Yep.
But yeah, there's just a lot of Mike Evans still looks as big and fast as ever, but just like it's not been producing. Again, it's only week 2, but I don't know what Tank Dell's doing for you this season either in that IR spot. But yeah, again, don't want to linger too long. I'm sure we'd all like to forget this week for Daniel.
Yep. Yep.
I'll say that.
Garrett Wilson definitely had a very interesting week. Week 1, and then
Yeah.
they just got shut out by Buffalo. You kind of hope that the Jets bounce back, but it was kind of like a tease week 1, like preseason. It's like
Hmm.
don't bet on the Jets. After week 1, it's like, whoa, hold up, are we betting on the Jets? And then they showed us why we don't bet on the Jets.
Yeah.
And then Mike Evans having Daniels get hurt is very interesting. He's still
Yeah.
getting definitely enough targets, 11 targets last week, but
Well, he's got Baker thrown to him, not Daniels.
oh, that is true. That is true. My bad.
Yeah. No, I forget who Tampa Bay is playing this week. But I do know. If you are catching Daniel this week, it might be a bit scary of a matchup. You got Josh Allen against the Dolphins. Just gonna fucking whoop them. You just gotta hope that's a James Cook game. You just gotta hope it's a James Cook game.
Mm,
Derrick Henry is going against the Lions. I mean, that's just gonna be a shootout. And you got Jordan Mason. Aaron Jones is hurt now, and they're going up, I believe, against the Bengals. So, like, that could literally be like 100 points right there. That could be 80 points right there. It could
yep.
be whatever, and then you just hope to get some
Yep.
touchdowns everywhere else. But long term teams are questionable, but this coming week could be kind of dangerous.
Yep. Keep your head up, Daniel. Keep your head up. All right. Let's get to the next one here. We got Bryce versus Kyle B. Kyle B barely squeaking this one out. He was hoping Jacoby Myers didn't have a big game on Monday Night Football. He ended up only getting 9.8, so that was enough. He ended up winning by 5 points. So good job, Kyle B. Lamar Jackson, he's just always going to do that thing. I think very reliable, great keeper for Kyle B. Um, Kamara, um, even though he's stuck on the Saints, he's just going to get the work. Yeah,
He's
what
gonna get it done, dude.
27 total touches. That'll score you at least 13 fantasy points.
Yeah, listen, Rattler, he's okay enough. Kellen Moore, the pace down in New Orleans there, the offense is getting a lot of plays. He's getting a lot of targets.
Mhm.
I mean, even seeing Juwan Johnson be productive, right? So
Mhm.
it's not a good team. In fact, it's a pretty fucking bad team. But yeah, Kamara's just all reliable.
Yep. We'll talk about this trade actually because it is Kyle's team here. Let's see, recent activity. So we got Kyle B. We got him sending over Travis Etienne, Cooper Kupp for Jamison Williams. I really like this trade. I feel like both the teams kind of needed those positions. Um, let's not go to Cowboys team. Let's do box score. Because he is the Devonta Smith owner. What am I doing here? Oh, this is week 3. A little production difficulties here. Um, so I think Kyle B's pretty happy he can slot in JMO instead of Devonta Smith going forward. Um, and then you can have one of these bench guys go into his flex. But
Yeah, I mean, you really just got it's really just a Jameson for ETN trade, right? Cup and
exactly.
Corm aren't really doing too much there.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, we'll get into Ian's team, but yeah, I mean, Jameson's he's gonna be hot and cold. If the Lions play the Bears every week, it's gonna be awesome.
Mhm.
But they don't. Uh, and and yeah, ETN. I mean, Bajal Tutin's kind of waiting in reserve. He's gonna look in kind of Devon Achan light, but
Mhm.
ETN. I mean, he's been looking good, dude. He was what RB2 like 3 years ago or something. Liam Cohen's got it done in the run game. Trevor Lawrence still not looking good. Can't hit. Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah.
Can hit. A lot of their starting receivers, right? Travis Hunter, but the run game it's looking good. It's looking good. That's what Liam Cohen's gonna do.
Mhm. Mhm.
Mark Andrews here, a little scary, but hey, Juwan Johnson on the bench, looking decent. Devontae Smith should hopefully start bouncing back. And then, yeah, I mean, honestly, like the bench here is you got some good value. Caleb Johnson, we'll see if he does anything this season. But Jennings been looking good, been looking better than Pearsall. Stevenson's been looking better than Henderson. So, I don't really understand why you have Brian Robinson on a team besides, I guess obviously the handcuff.
The
But
handcuff.
but yeah, there's some good depth here that you can still work with.
Yeah. And shout out Jamar Chase for the 30-point bomb this week.
Yeah,
Definitely helped. Definitely helped. We'll see going forward with the Joe Burrow injury how Jamar does, but this week alone, he helped you get the W. So good job, Cal B. For Bryce's team here, and then speak of the devil, Joe Burrow 7 points. That definitely could have been the reason he lost here, but I Bryce's team, we've talked about it. He's got Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley. He's got great
yeah.
running backs he can lean on to
And
kind of
dude, I'll
make up
include
for the
Javante there. I
receivers.
mean, 22 points, 22 points.
And and Javante, Javante's breaking out. I
Yeah,
honestly, as a Broncos fan, I love to see it. I'm not praying against Javante Williams. I would never do that. Um,
yeah. I mean, it's a good team right now. The running back room solid, obviously. Pretty damn amazing. But listen, this team in like 2019 would have been fucking sick. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm
yeah.
saying.
And he also has MVP of the season, Brandon
Oh
Aubrey, on his
wow,
team. So
wow.
averaging 18 points. That's ridiculous. We maybe come to a vote to kick out kickers after this year, but we'll
Yeah.
we'll see. I mean, then
So
Q
what's
and the
the blowout line?
the big Q as well. He's showing that he can catch the ball occasionally, especially on big plays for the Chargers. So you're kind of happy to see that, especially on your bench, especially going after kind of a receiver to try to swap in and out of those spots. But Bryce put up a good week, even though Joe Burrow got hurt, and it's kind of unlucky that he went up against Kyle B, 122 points. Can't be too mad. He is starting 0-2 though, so a little a
Yeah,
little upset, but I think the Charmander division, it's scoring a lot of points. Once you get out of these divisional games, maybe you'll have a little bit better luck. Let's go to the next one here. This might have been the matchup of the week here.
yeah,
Um, two very
yeah.
good
For
teams.
my vote, it is. For my vote, it is.
Yeah, two very good teams. Jack ended up squeaking it out by 7 points. Um, very, very solid. Justin Herbert has been playing great for the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, I
Needs
think his
needs.
his mind has been eased. Justin
Mm-hmm.
Herbert finally got laid. Calm in the pocket. You can see it. There's a certain poise now. Greg Roman. Everyone went in thinking they'd be this run heavy team,
mm-hmm.
and they're just passing the fucking shit out of that rock. Not like Ladd's really catching it, but other guys are. I will say that. This team, a lot of ceiling on this team. Puka's been, he's healthy, so he's fucking amazing. Caffrey healthy, also amazing. It's just a
Yep.
question of will they be healthy. But you still got, I mean, obviously the boom week from Tucker Kraft. I mean, he's is he Kittle light? I mean, I don't know, man. This guy's fucking amazing. But he's still got some, it's a scary team because there's a lot of ceiling still that hasn't been hit. And there's enough variance, I think, week to week that, Henderson is, probably going to come on at some point. Ridley's been getting some targets. He's been dropping plenty of balls, but, Cam Ward should hopefully be getting comfortable as the season goes on. And then, we'll see what happens with Bill and Travis Hunter on the bench. But, plenty of depth pieces to kind of complement a lot of the ceiling that's going on right here.
Yep. Yep. I agree. I think Tucker Kraft, especially with Jaden Reed going out, is going to get even more targets. Should be really good. Um, and then it's kind of now I'm looking at the difference in the defensive points. I hate to see it for my Broncos, but Jack's defense scored 20 more points than Keegan's. That
I
definitely a
mean,
big swing there for him.
yeah, you go against the Colts, that's what happens.
I know.
Everyone predicted that.
Indiana Jones, he's deadly, man.
Yeah, and
Um,
Jonathan Taylor as well. I think JT, I think on like a wheel route, just run away from Sertan and his long ass arms. I think he hit the highest speed. I think I might be right in this. Let me check it out. I think he hit the highest speed in next gen stats history for a ball carrier,
goddamn.
which is just insane. I mean, he's a fucking track star, but he's 22, 225 built,
Yeah,
and just fucking fast, dude.
Jonathan Taylor's good, especially behind I would think one of the best offensive lines in the league so far. They were good last year. Good again. They
Yeah.
stopped that
Oh
Broncos
yeah.
pass rush.
Fastest since 2020. Sorry, he hit 22.38 miles per hour on a 43-yard reception.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just
that's
fucking
crazy.
crazy, dude.
That's what happens when our linebacker doesn't know what he's doing and he catches it in the open field. But for Keegan's team here,
True.
um, I think Keegan is kind of set on the season if Achan can stay healthy, if Taylor can stay healthy. He's got the RB3 and I think 6. So it's exactly what you want on your fantasy team. You would rather have your RBs be performing higher than your receivers. They're a little bit
Yeah,
more reliable. And I mean the
yeah,
Tet
but
of
listen, he's
Igbuka
got
Nikos is fun to
yeah.
have.
It's fun to have, dude. Even Debo's still getting it done.
Mhm.
People
Mhm.
forget last year. They're saying he's fat. They're saying he's washed. He had pneumonia, dude. He had pneumonia. Cedric Tillman, I like him. I got him in a lot of spots on this league, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, as long as Flacco's playing, and we'll see if he survives. He doesn't get killed by fucking Mike Parsons this week.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just a lot of good depth here. Quarterback might still be a little dicey. Enough to get it done.
Mhm.
I mean, also, Trevor kind of outscoring Herbert this week. Comes as a surprise, but I think he has been running a little bit more. Um, but yeah, I mean, just good solid team. Good close matchup of two of the better teams in the league.
Yep. I agree. Keegan being 1-1, he doesn't like losing, but you still feel great about your team.
Yeah, and listen, speaking of losers,
Speaking of
should we go next game?
losers, yeah, next game. This was definitely a matchup. This was a stinky one. Ian ended up squeaking it out by 3 points here. Um,
Yeah, be happy with that.
there's
Be happy with
definitely
that.
there's definitely something to talk about here. The Justin Fields, we'll start with Ian here. The Justin Fields start over Dak this week was a tough one. That would have put him right up there with a lot of the other teams around 100 points.
Yeah,
But the Jets freaking stunk, and
it's
Fields went
true.
out with a concussion in like the fourth quarter. So it's kind of the I think Ian's the lowest scoring team out of 2 weeks, but it's kind of his luck. I feel like.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I agree. I think, I mean, you look at this bench, right? Like, Chubb is getting it done. Respectfully, Chubb is getting it done. Dak's looking good. He's going against a soft ass Bears defense this week. I will reiterate, just soft ass fucking defense. Jameson's gone, but you add in ETN. Ian's kind of looking like, hey, can I get some more wins going right now? You add in ETN. maybe you throw Hampton to the bench for a little bit, let him
Yeah.
kind of, continue to get adjusted to the NFL.
Yep.
NFL game speed. Pearsall, you're hoping a bit more from. Mac Jones feeding Jennings, maybe not feeding Pearsall.
Mhm.
McBride, again, he's just like I've had him in the past. He just fucking racks up yards. He hasn't been a tight end. He hasn't been a touchdown guy. I think even since college. He's just not. He's just not that kind of dude. But
Yep.
he's gonna get you 80, 100 yards or whatever. I think he had like 110 catches last year. So that's me treating you well week to week.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's just just a team that has a really great ceiling, and I think it's just been kind of hitting some floors here, and you look, and it's only like a few stinkers, right? Hampton. I mean, Fields gets hurt obviously, but
Yeah.
Hampton, BTJ is hopefully gonna figure his shit out, but
Mhm.
might be some lack of effort there in Jacksonville. Um, but yeah, I mean, you look, there's plenty of options on the bench, plenty of flexibility with this roster, and plenty of upside. So bad start, but we'll see how things shake out. It's a lot better than having, on the other side, like a hurt Aaron Jones, Evan Ingram,
Yeah.
Marvin Harrison that still isn't really getting targeted for some reason, Cortland Sutton that's being surpassed by Franklin. I don't know. It's a little dicey over
Yeah.
there. Jaden's hurt. Really
Th-
bad news week for Watson more than anything.
this was a really bad week for Connor, not only in the scoring department, but just news. Jane Daniels hurt, but could maybe still play.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Jameer Gibbs very reliable, and then Aaron Jones going out with a hamstring. T. Higgins, we'll see now that he's got Browning throwing the ball. I think Cortland Sutton, this was just a weird week for
Yeah.
him. I think he'll be fine. And then Ingram's definitely a scary tight end to have right now. There's a lot of people to throw the ball to, and he has that calf injury. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
it's
true.
it's
Loveland,
definitely something.
Loveland. Yeah, it is something. Loveland on the bench, probably drop him, get some more flexibility moving on. Olave's getting targets. I will say that he's getting targets. Hasn't scored yet, but he's been actually kind of doing all right.
Yeah,
I don't want to say that he would be a guy that I want to trade for, which I maybe shouldn't have even been saying this on this pod, but 10 and 13 targets, like I think points are going to come.
yeah,
Josh Downs is going to be kind of in and out there week to week. Obviously, Tyler Warren on my team is the alpha there, but pretty good. And then you got Bashal Tuden, working in that Jags team, but he's fast.
mhm,
That fucker can
mhm.
run.
Yep,
And then you got the two, whichever Browns running back, is kind of working out. This week you're probably not wanting to play either of them against the Packers, but Judkins came out first game, looked like pretty efficient. Samson's getting it through the air, so I mean, there's plenty here. I think there's still hope. T. Higgins, like they like running a more interesting offense when they have Browning in there, rather
mhm.
than Joe Burrow just like shotgun Peyton Manning, style offense. They actually get some ball movement, get some play action going. So it could be all right. Gibbs is obviously Gibbs. I think there's still hope for this team, but yeah, there's got to be some retooling here and some hope for some positive regression.
Yeah, and I think for Connor next week, he might be in the position to shove Judkins into that RB2 slot there, which is
Yeah,
a little scary, but what are you gonna do? You kind of hope maybe I don't want to say it, but somebody's running back to go down, and then you dump the fab. Um, yeah, Connor's outlook right now not fantastic, but that's fantasy football for you. And then
yes it
last
is.
matchup here, we got Joey versus Noah. This is a good one. Joey,
Oh
Joey,
yeah.
you can you. I'll let you start with your team here.
I mean, listen, guys. 150 on the board. Drake London doing nothing. Kyron not even falling in the end zone. We were worried about Walker in week one. But man, Roma Dunze, 6'4", he's got like fucking 6'6" wingspan. Amon Ra, like just Amon Ra. No one wants to draft him for some reason, but he's just like the best fucking power slot in the league up there with CD. And man, sleeper. Talking about banning kickers here. That Trader pickup,
Oof.
pretty hot ad. I thought pretty hot ad. Outscoring Caleb Williams there. Listen, really happy with the team. Running back room got some deep depth. Maybe not great depth, but RJ Harvey, I've hope for long term. Addison suspended. Coleman, seems to be commanding more targets there. Booty had a weird week, but we got the little Drake May sack on the bench. when we feel like playing, mini Josh Allen there. But yeah, the team's coming together. Tyler Warren's just fucking Brock Bowers 2.0. Love to see
Yep.
that. Um, and yeah, we're feeling good. We're feeling good. There's a lot of competition in this league. Dev and I were kind of going through trying to rank the teams, and it's tight. There's some teams that have maybe been overperforming right now. Some teams that have been underperforming. Some teams that are 0-2 that should be 2-0, and maybe vice versa. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty solid. I feel like I have some good flexibility, and yeah, I'm over leveraged any one way. And honestly, just hoping to see Drake London bounce back here from the shoulder
Yeah.
injury.
Yeah.
15 targets week one, only got a couple in that weird match with Minnesota. But yeah, I mean, Penix can fucking sling it, so we'll see. Yeah, on the other side, Mahomes has been running the ball. Been fucking doing pretty well. Bijan, Pollard. I like Pollard a lot. A couple years ago, he was like the most exciting player in the league. And now people just don't like him for some reason. Devontae with that, I mean, absolute clean catch on the quick slant from Stafford. McLaurin, we can see, maybe throughout the season he starts ramping up. He missed camp obviously with that holdout. So he could kind of start bouncing back, but obviously Jaden being hurt doesn't really help him. Laporta, I mean, I don't know. Lions feel like they're just going to be a little hotter, a little colder, but I don't think they've really called his number too much yet. But we'll see how it goes. There's a lot of mouths to feed in Detroit. Speaking of a lot of mouths to feed, DJ Moore is not one of those mouths. That is for damn sure. That guy, as a lousy Bears fan, that guy is fucking giving up on plays. Ben Johnson is like the number one hard ass. I would not be surprised if he starts losing some snaps to Luther Burden this week. Legitimately, like Luther Burden's coming out, he's blocking. Ben says, "Hey, dude, you block, you get the rock," and DJ is not fucking blocking. There's been a lot of chemistry issues with him and Caleb going back to last season. I'll just be a little worried. I'll be a little worried. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Um,
I really like Noah's team here.
mhm.
I think Devonta Adams, yeah, he's getting a lot of like end zone targets. I noticed that, and I was like,
Yeah,
ooh. I was like, I wonder if maybe he doesn't catch some of these and has like a pretty down week. Maybe I could try to trade for him. And I looked, and he had almost 20 points. And I was like, don't think that's gonna happen.
yeah,
But I mean, he's
yeah.
got
Devontae's turned back the clock there, man.
yeah, he's got guys, I think, that he could slot in. He can probably slot in J.K. Dobbins into his flex here. And then Terry, I
Yeah,
think Terry's going to bounce back. Great overall
I
team.
think so too. I agree. Dobbins has been taking up all that precious value, all those precious touches for my RJ.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, he's been looking good, so there's no reason to really change it.
exactly.
Sean Payton's going to run the ball, and he's going to run the ball well, and 5.4, he's running efficient
Yeah.
against what is actually a surprisingly sneaky, tough Cold Steve. I mean,
Mhm.
it's been weird. They got the defensive coordinator from the Bengals last year, and they're doing a lot of weird stuff. Chris Godwin, Buka's going off, but he's probably. I mean, he's going to enter a great offense. Might take a little bit to ease him from the injury. Jaden Blue, I mean, Dallas seems to be leaning on Devontae, so I don't know what's happening there. Kyler, I mean, just matchup by matchup, him and Mahomes, pretty good combo to have, and then Scadaboo. I mean, that dude's gonna get CTE so fast, but it's fucking awesome to watch, and I think the team loves him. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
Tracy's been all right. I like Tracy, but Scadaboo, you watch some of these like these third down like blocking downs, and he is like putting his body in the line. And they might just have to let Russ cook, right? Like, you got a lot of
Yep.
guys fighting for their jobs there. So, if he can sneak out some wins or almost sneak out some wins, which should have been a win against the Cowboys, they might get Scadaboo a little more involved if he's really firing the team up.
Mhm. Yeah. Overall this week though, he still put up 112 points. Just unfortunately went against the monster week from your wide receiver 1 and 2 here, combining what is that, 62 points?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, 63, I
that's
think, on the dot.
that's a nice week. That's a nice week.
Yeah, yeah. If you want to watch more of that room tape, guys, he dropped a few balls I mean, it could have been like a 180-yard game. Seriously, it was pretty fucking crazy. Pretty
Yeah,
fucking crazy, dude.
yeah. You're
Yeah,
getting juiced over there.
listen, he's big Devontae. He's big Devontae. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, the Doomsday stocks are rising. I will say that.
Yes.
Let's see here. Let's
Alrighty.
go into the offers report here. We got a big week. We got a lot of
Oh
money
yeah.
spent here, especially from one team. Starting off, Keegan dropping $303 on Daniel Jones. Unfortunately for Keegan, he was the only bidder on him, which is interesting. I honestly did think more people would bid on Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
As a Broncos homer, it's like the Broncos got a good defense, and for the Colts to go out and score on them anyways, kind of almost effortlessly, it
yeah,
it makes the Colts look scary.
yeah,
And,
man.
and he's getting
Listen,
his rushing in, and he's getting his rushing touchdowns. No reason to not go pick him up.
yeah, listen, man. I went to school in Indiana. I got a lot of Colts fans buddies, and I was talking a lot of shit this summer. I was talking a lot of shit. But dude, end of the day, they're Jonathan Taylor's looking incredible. I mean, it's just one of those teams, right? They have so many weapons, they so many diverse weapons, so many diverse skill sets. You got like they have first round AD Mitchell just chilling on the bench because Alec Pierce is somehow just like this great deep kind of sacrificial X receiver, just taking those deep shots, taking the safeties off the top. Pittman is just people forget he's paid like a ton of money.
Yep.
He's like one of like the top 10, top 15 paid guys. He just commands the ball. Josh Downs is a dynamic short area guy. Tyler Warren, they're just using all over the place. They're running, they're handing the ball off to Tyler Warren. And they're running the tush push a bit with Daniel Jones. So, I mean, the biggest thing about Daniel Jones is, I mean, for one, it shows you how shit the Giants development, Giants are as a development org. It shows you
Yep.
maybe that in Minnesota was just that good for him, but also shows you that Shane Steichen might just be the same guy he was back in Philly. Kind of using Daniel Jones and that Jalen Hurts. Just take the easy shots, take the easy kind of dump offs, and then take those deep shots over the middle and kind of outside the numbers. And it's working out, man. It's working out, and it really brings into question, like, if the offense looks this good with a lot of the same pieces from last year, how fucking bad is Anthony Richardson at
Yeah.
quarterback? That is
Yeah.
like that is
Yeah.
to realize like the system is this good and this like quarterback friendly to like back. It's like, damn.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, I think a lot of too is Daniel Jones like gets up to the line and like actually points
Yeah.
out like blitzes and rushes to his line so he can like make those adjustments so he doesn't
Yeah.
drop back and get injured on the first play like Anthony
Yeah.
Richardson.
And I think,
Um,
against that Broncos defense, I think they just said, like, hey, we've got these guys. Like, Pittman's big dude, Warren's a big dude, Alec Pierce is not a small guy. I think they just had enough size where it's like, hey, we'll throw at Sertan. Sertan, I think, banged up his ankle a bit in the game. Um, but, they were just like, we'll throw it. You just kind of throw some jump balls up there, take some easy jump offs to the side, and just, yeah, played a really well rounded game.
yep.
Kind of, I will say, did win. I'll sign up for Def here. Did win on a pretty bullshit leverage call
Oh,
on
yeah.
a fucking field goal to end the game.
I was
But
celebrating. I was jumping up, celebrating, shouting, and then I turn
yeah,
around and it's penalty. It's flag on my screen. I'm just like, no. I,
yeah.
I fell to
So
my knees. I fell to my knees. It was bad.
yeah,
But good team. Honestly, I didn't feel too bad about the loss. I think it was pretty even game. The Colts
Mhm.
played well. Can't be too mad. Let's go next year. We got Wandale for going for 111. And then Daniel and Bryce both missed on a $70 bid and a $35 bid. Um, I think I kind of pointed it out to Ian last week. I think Wandale was like a decent pickup. Like he got eight
Mhm.
targets. He got 8.5. He just didn't get in the end zone. But Giants probably not going to be passing the ball that much, or it's like Russell Wilson MVP season.
Yeah.
Um, but he's
I mean,
he's
it's
the
hard to
clear
say,
two.
man. Yeah, I think they came in the season and they wanted to be like that ground and pound heavy. They obviously invested in Abdul Carter with what, third or fourth overall this season.
Yeah.
They want to be that team with just like the crazy D line, those Giants of old. Um, but I mean, the defense has just been pretty bad. Just been pretty bad, especially with the cornerbacks are not looking good. So
Mhm.
they can get diced up by their offenses. They may just have to keep slinging it to stay in the games. And there's really, I mean, it's Malik and it's Wandale, and there's really no one else.
Yeah. So for 111, I don't think it's too bad of a pickup here for Parker. I mean, it's gamble every single time you pick somebody up, but Wandell feels like it could be like a very boom or bust guy that you don't feel great about starting unless he can show some consistency. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I might argue against that, Dev. He's on like 150 target pace, which is pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah,
So I think the bigger question is like, is it be him from the last few years where he just gets those like 5 yard receptions, or is he going to keep getting these kind of deeper targets that Russell's throwing for him? I think that'd be the question, and he's probably not going to score tons. So if you get like a 6 for 55 or an 8 versus 142, obviously that's a lot different, just in terms of 9 yards per reception versus almost 18. So
yeah,
I think that depending how they keep using him, he can, he might just be around as kind of like a low ceiling guy, but if they keep using him a little deeper, he could have some of those booms.
yeah. All right, third pickup here. We got Keegan again at 107, picking up Likely. This was definitely an interesting one. I could see where his head was at. He has Kittle on IR, so he needs tight end. And I think he's seeing the Mark Andrews production over there and is thinking Isaiah Likely is just going to step in and be the tight end one. Um,
Yeah, and
he's coming
I
off
think he
injury.
will.
He's coming back this week, or
Yeah, I think he should be moving towards playing this week. I will say I had another league. I also signed Isaiah Likely off waivers, but I got him for a single dollar. So I understand the enthusiasm. I think they will. I think he might just come in and take over for Andrews. But yeah, maybe Key getting a little over his skis here.
yeah,
Spending almost half his season's fab in 1 week.
yeah. I think
We'll see how it plays off.
I think his mo last year was spend fab early and and don't just sit on a pile of money at the end of the season when guys aren't
Yeah,
as valuable. But for Likely here, he almost seems like maybe $107 next week. So maybe like Keegan's obvious, like
yeah,
he's the only person that bid on him. So he's like trying to be ahead of the game, and that's kind of where you find your better value for your dollars. But we'll see if
mm,
it's a good pickup. Um, yeah, and then Keegs here, maybe going Jordan Love instead of Daniel Jones. If he didn't get Daniel Jones for 63, but
yep,
it's interesting. Kyle B picking up Cooper Cup, which he actually used in his trade with Ian today for $21.
yeah.
Dropping Mark
And listen,
Andrews.
that's one of those you throw in Cooper Cup, you throw in Blake Corum in that trade. Guys always get a little scared when it's just a 1-for-1 trade. It feels like it's
Yeah,
too much of like we can see a clear winner, so you throw in that second garbage piece,
yeah.
um, and see what happens.
Mhm.
Um, myself here out of the Chargers D. They're playing against your Broncos this week, Devin. But even with Khalil Max, I think like elbow sprain, they've been looking sharp. They've been looking, greater than some of their parts. Jesse Minter is already kind of like an early like head coaching candidate, their
Mhm.
defensive coordinator. So we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully we can shore up that defense for the rest of the season here, or at least for a good stretch.
I
Um,
was I was actually looking at the Chargers D because I mean I watched the Monday night game. They look great.
yeah, yeah,
But I then saw they were playing the Broncos, and I was like, "There's no way I can actually pick this defense up."
yeah. Yeah, and listen, Knicks did throw what 3 picks week 1, so maybe we see it happen again. Who knows?
Yeah,
But
2 picks and a fumble. Maybe it
yeah.
was actually 3. No, he threw one
Oh, I
pick.
think I,
He
I think
threw
he
one pick
threw one
again.
that got called back on a penalty or something. I forget.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's okay.
Um, Kareem Hunt
But
here
yeah, we can probably
for Kyle
start.
Spalding.
Yeah, yeah,
$10. It's I mean he's getting touches, he's getting carries, but like that running back room in Kansas City is looking stinky. Um, don't really know how to feel about this one.
yeah. I mean, it's just Andy Reid's not calling exciting plays, but obviously like their entire receiving depth is hurt. So they're trying along, they're trying to sneak out some dirty wins. Obviously 0-2 could be a get right game against the Giants. But
Hmm.
maybe Russ cooks. It's hard to say.
I
Except
hope
yeah,
he
here we got
cooks.
Kyle Monungai.
Yep.
Kyle Monungai. Yeah, listen, I mean, again, Swift is just has no vision. Him and I, yeah, me and I, Ian and me have just been running
Ian.
running
Yeah.
laps on Kyle Monungai. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. Seventh round rookie, we'll see,
I
we'll
think it's
see.
good value
Pacheco was
for
once
the
fun too.
$7.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
uh,
and then we
I mean I picked up a kicker for $5. I just went and looked at the guy that's already kicked 8 field goals this year, and I like kind of rage dropped Will Lutz in both my leagues just
Yeah.
because he missed the field goal and lost me in my
Yeah.
matchup in my other league last week. So, and I like to keep
Yeah.
my kickers the same throughout all my teams. So I got him in both my leagues.
That's
It's
good.
a
That's good.
kicker.
Listen, Joey Slide, strong first name. We can say that about him. Really strong first name. But yeah, listen, yeah, not a lot of people are watching these Tennessee games. I'm only seeing some clips here and there. I think the Rams kind of whooped them pretty hard last week.
Yeah.
But Cam Ward, not showing up on the stat sheet yet, but he's making some good tosses.
Yep.
So the Tennessee offense, I don't know what the coaching there. The coaching's a bit all over the place. The head coach didn't know that an elbow counted as a knee for a reception.
Oh.
Bit scary, but there might be decent enough getting field goal range. But our boy Joey some points there.
Yep. Yep. We got Noah picking up the Bucks D for $2, and they're playing the Jets this week. So
Yeah,
maybe,
good pickup.
yeah, he's thinking matchup pickup, just streaming the
Against the
defense.
Tyrod Taylor led Jets, most likely.
Yeah, if Justin Fields doesn't play, that's definitely looking a little bit nicer for him. Um, we got Kyle Spalding picking up Matt Prater for $0. He started off nice, fifth ranked kicker so far. He's still doing it in his old age. Matt,
Still doing it.
how old is this guy? 41. I thought he was a little bit older, to be honest. Broncos legend. Got to be happy for him. And then I picked up the Colts running back, the handcuff. I don't know. This was basically me seeing how good that Colts offense was, and
Yeah.
me being like, Jonathan Taylor. When was the last time he's played a full season? Let's just pick him up and see how long I feel comfortable having him on my roster. But I'll probably drop him at some point.
Yeah. Listen, savvy $0 pickup. Don't let him hit free agency, but don't spend anything either. He
Exactly.
can learn from that essentially.
Exactly. Okay, let's go into the commish list here. Let me hide all these names. We got some risers and we got some.
We'll edit this out. We'll edit this out.
There's a Snorlax animated background here. Okay. So don't be upset, everybody. Your team can still come back, but ranked number 12, we got Connor. We talked about it earlier. The outlook for Connor's team after this week is looking a lot worse. I think Connor's team fell. We had him at 5 in week 1, so he fell all the way down to 12. It's there's so many things that went wrong for his team. Jane Daniels injury, Aaron Jones injury, Evan Ingram injury, Joe Burrow injury for T. Higgins. Maybe he shoots up a little bit if Judkins comes in and is looking good. I mean, he looked pretty decent last week. Average
Yeah.
6 yards a carry.
I'll just say this. I got my notes here. Connor, yeah, just a weird team. It's hard to say what the ceiling or the floor really is. Might be a year too early on some of these guys. Might be a year too late on some of them as well. A lot of players I'm generally lukewarm on. But yeah, in general, it's just the ceiling here is a little worrying. And we'll see how it shakes out. But yeah, like we said earlier, just really banged up now and gotta start finding some solutions quick.
Yeah. You'll come back, Connor. I believe in you. All right, week 2, number 11, we got Kyle Spalding, not projected last. What do we got wrong with Kyle's team here?
Yeah. So I'll say here, Dev. On paper, team looks good, but I don't know, man. Baker and James Cook are looking good. Every other starter has some sort of question mark.
Yeah.
Are the Jets good? Are the Eagles going to be passing downfield? Can Jay Jettis survive with Carson, and even with JJ McCarthy when he's back healthy?
Yeah.
Team could easily be great, but a lot of concern, weirdly, around a lot of the supposed elite talent on the roster here.
Yeah. AJ Brown stocks are just plummeting. Jalen Warren, kind of a bright spot here though in the flex.
Yeah.
It seems that no matter what, he's going to get his touches, he's going to get his catches, and he'll score you some points. So you can be happy about that.
It's
Um,
true. And honestly, I mean, you throw out. I think you just throw out last week with the Jets, right? Oh yeah, Rashi Rice there. I mean, that's
yeah,
gonna be huge when he comes back. They
that'll be
they need him.
massive.
They need him. They'll be massive. That could start the push for a mid to late season run.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm just going back to Brees Hall. That Jets week. I mean, some of these games, especially early season, you just got to throw out, right? Like Jefferson last week, the Vikings it was just a weird game. Falcons defense might be better than we think. Brees, against the Bills, it was just one of those weird divisional just blowouts, akin to that Bears Lions game this last week too. But he's looking good. There's a lot of Braylon Allen hype heading into the season. I was feeling some of it too. Former Badger. But yeah, Brees. I mean, Brees looks as good as he did a couple years ago. And again, contract year, so I
Yeah,
think he's gonna keep running hard.
yeah. Once Rice comes back, maybe if Brees stops producing, you could slot Jalen Warren in there, slot Rashi Rice into your flex, and then if these two receivers start producing like they should, then your team's bumping up the
Yeah.
rankings for sure. So you definitely have a lot of potential here. Just at the moment, um, pretty worrying. Yeah. All right. Rank 10 here, we have Daniel. Daniel's fall from grace last week. I ranked him high just solely because of Josh Allen and Derrick Henry. Um, Now that they've showed that they aren't gonna give you that low floor guaranteed every week, the rest of the squad seems like it's not gonna be able to push you past, and it's gonna be these top two guys that'll win you weeks. So,
Yeah. My notes here, Dev. I sent to you earlier. Derrick Henry and Josh Allen, the team.
yep.
That's it. Jordan Mason slotted in here nicely, but the team should be able to keep itself afloat. Maybe you hope to play good defense and have your opponent score low on you, but there's just I think a certain lack of ceiling here.
Hmm.
That's a bit worrisome, and there's not the best depth either to kind of fill it out.
Yeah, Jordan Mason going forward is going to be really interesting as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yep, the bench, yeah, it's just you kind of hope that some guys shine through for you, and it's not just a down week for you. But that's our 10th team here. Number 9, we got Ian. Ian going up a couple spots. I think he said it to me last week. I disrespected him. I think I did a little bit, even though he went and put out 75 points again this week. This is the rest of the season ranking, and Ian's team seems like it's just having a slow start. The Knights
Yeah,
will start marching, um, but CD Lamb and BTJ they're gonna start producing. I mean, CD Lamb's producing, but
yeah,
BTJ he just got rid of JMO actually, so that kind of thins his wide receiver depth a little bit. Um, I think adding in
but
ETN will be
I
good
mean
for him.
that should be easy enough to kind of. I do like the purchase of ETN here. I think some guys are still a little worried, given how he's performed the last couple of years. But new scheme is looking good. Nick Chubb, ugly, but it's kind of getting it done.
Yep.
Um, I mean, I think really the thing this team needs is, I put it in my notes here. Obviously, a lot of upside, but Hampton and Brian Thomas have really been anchors instead of the life raft that Ian was hoping for them to be. So,
Mhm.
you get BTJ going, you get Hampton going, hopefully later this season, and you should have enough upside between those guys, with enough safe floor at with McBride and Dak, um, to be competitive. There's enough players that can boom here, but they just have not really boomed yet.
Yeah, and hopefully McBride starts scoring some touchdowns, and then he'll be clear tight end one and producing enough points to honestly score as high as like a top receiver. So
Mhm.
a lot of potential here. We just got to see it. The running back's little rough, but we got you at 9. For number 8 here we got Bryce. Bryce's team is kind of the opposite of Ian's team. He's got the strong running backs, and then he's got the carousel for the wide receivers here. Um, Saquon and Josh Jacobs are a very nice duo to have. I will say that they're the
For my
typical.
notes here, Dev. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say they're the typical guy, like ground and pound guys. They're going to get all their carries. They're
Yeah.
the workhorse, exactly what you want. And Javante's being the
Yeah.
workhorse as well. So you got three solid guys there for your running backs. You just got to
And
figure
a
it out with
fourth
your receivers.
workhorse at kicker as well there with Aubrey.
Yeah,
But yeah, I basically my notes quick and easy. Love the running back room and essentially nothing else. Kind of it. But
yeah,
dude, sometimes that's enough. If you can get
yeah,
like 15 to 25 points from each of those guys every week, gives you a nice
exactly.
solid floor to hope
Mhm.
that Myers or Myers as well or Tyreek and Travis turn back the clock.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, and there's still enough interesting on the bench. Reed's probably out for the year, but Johnston and Judy and Worthy, could each have some hot weeks here. So there's enough flexibility. All hope is not lost, but yeah, definitely banking on those running backs.
yeah. We got you at 8, and then 7 here. We got Kyle B. Kyle B's team is interesting, especially now that he did pick up JMO. Um, I was talking to him yesterday, 2 days ago, and I was telling him to flip one of James Conner or ETN, just kind of two
Mm.
running backs that are producing right now, but you can see that backup running back kind of creeping in a little bit more than you want. Um, so I think he got great value on the trade. Um, he got Devonta Smith out of that starting lineup. Got JMO in there. He's got Jawan Johnson. He's been great. So I mean, nothing too bad about Kyle's team here. It's
Yeah,
pretty
it's
solid.
just kind of let's see what I wrote here. It's just kind of a weird team. I said Jackson and Chase should keep him going even with the Burrow injury. But I guess this is kind of these notes put together just moments before that ETN trade. But before that, it was a lot of floor players. I think Jameson should hopefully help give some more of that ceiling. But um, yeah, I mean, it's just one of those teams. There's a lot of guys that are going to be producing, but a lot of guys that it's weird to trade. I've got James Conner in the league, and it's like this dude's going to be solid. This guy's going to be like solid every week, and no one wants him. Like you're
Yeah,
not going to trade this guy.
yeah,
And there's some of these other guys like like Ramondre on the bench, right? Like he's like the lead guy there right now. He's playing great.
yeah,
But it's just a little weird. This team it can go up and go down. You hope Devontae bounces back. Jennings is hot right now. We'll see if he stays hot all year. But yeah, I mean, I think you really just anchored on Jackson and Chase, and then you just hope for enough floor and maybe one or two booms from hopefully from Jameson or someone else down there on the bench.
Great team. I wouldn't be upset having this team. That is for sure. Um, and that's going to be the case for the rest of the teams, honestly. Number 6 here, we got Noah. Got Granny's Perks. Let's see. Noah's team, very similar. He's got Bijan, who's just an animal. He's gonna score you points no
Yeah,
matter what, even though he doesn't. If he doesn't score a touchdown, he's still gonna give you 18. Tony Pollard. He also has Tajay Spears. We'll see how that come like kind of comes to be after week 4 or whatever, whenever Tajay's coming back. Um, and then interesting enough, he did put in DJ Moore into his wide receiver 2 and not Terry McLaurin.
hmm
Um, but having Terry and
yeah, we'll
Devonta,
see.
I think, are two great receivers. They're not like the sexiest thing of all time right now.
Mhm.
Um, but J.K. Dobbins in
Yeah,
the
I mean,
flex.
I think this team. I mean, it's just like the last team we are looking at. It's just a couple anchor guys and then just a lot of value, a lot of like
Yeah,
maybe kind of ugly value. J.K. Dobbins not the sexiest of players. Tony Pollard not the sexiest of guys right now, but obviously when he was on Cowboys, everyone wanted him to start. Funny how that goes, but yeah, I mean it's just Mahomes as long as he keeps running and Bijan as long as he keeps catching, um, this team seems to be just fine.
yeah, yeah. That is number 6. We got number 5 here. We got me. I love my team because it's my team.
Mhm.
I think it's a very standard, very mid team. A lot of guys that are probably just gonna score you 12 to 15 points. Um, my first round pick, Bucky Irving, is one of those guys right now. I'm kind of hoping that he ramps it up a little bit. Same with Chuba. Chuba's been doing great, but it seems like he's not gonna be able to keep it up. If they're playing all these games from behind every single week, they're keeping him involved. But as a running back on a team that is always down, it's scary. Um, Malik
Yeah, Dev.
Neighbors.
I'll say this kind of just going quick in about your team. Bo Nix, we'll see. He hasn't been running as much this year, so we'll see if he can kind of maintain that 5, top 6 quarterback status. But I think in each position you have at least one upper tier performing talent, right? You got Bucky, you got Malik, you got Brock, and then you just kind of got safe auxiliary pieces that are guaranteed volume around that, right? Like
Yeah,
Chuba's getting the rock. DK's the guy there. Pickens hasn't thrown any fits yet, and he's getting some targets. So we'll see how he starts performing.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, I think there's enough of those kind of like key pillars to just keep you afloat with some decent floor behind that
yeah.
decent volume.
I'm happy with how my bench has been doing as well. Just in case I need to
Mm-hmm.
put one of them in, like I feel comfortable putting Keenan Allen in any week at this point. He's showed that he's gonna get targets and maybe score a touchdown here and there. Um, yeah, it's nothing too stand out besides Malik Neighbors. And that's why he's my Pookie.
True.
All right, number 4, we got Parker. Parker's team has produced when we thought it might not.
It's true.
It's he got Jason in the pre-season trade, and Zay Flowers, both guys that have kind of, I don't know if JSN's overperformed his value. He's kind of, it's hard to, he was a second round pick, so you kind of expect it from him. But now that he's actually doing it and getting all those targets, you feel a lot more comfortable. And then Zay Flowers, maybe, I don't know, I would say surprise, but the biggest pickup for him, I think, here. Um, he's getting the targets, he's getting the yards, he's doing that thing. We said it earlier. He's year 3. He's finally maybe figuring it out. Um,
Yeah. I'll just say here, my comments. I keep calling every team weird and ugly. I think kind of another ugly one a little bit. A lot of these names, you're not used to being, circled in those elite categories. Is it maybe just an early performer, or does the team have staying power? It's hard to say. Does the running back room have any ceiling with the Joe Burrow injury and the Raiders' terrible offensive line? Who knows? However, if Zay and JSN keep their 30 momentum going and Hurts just keeps falling across the goal line, the team can just keep cruising. There's enough
mhm.
auxiliary pieces, enough volume that players are getting that yeah, I mean, even if that RB room doesn't fully hit its ceiling, if you can kind of find a blend of peaking at the right time between the running backs and the receivers, and you got Hurts just anchoring the team down, it should be plenty fine.
Yeah, yeah. Good team, Parker.
And to
Good team.
add, I will say again, do not trade Matthew Golden to Ian. Wanda Robinson pickup, nice, and I like Aya Manor
Yeah,
on the tight ends.
yeah.
That's nice too.
I was thinking about picking up Eilick.
Yeah, I think
Um,
I don't know.
but I liked my receivers on my bench, and I thought it was something I didn't really need, but I think he'll be good. Number 3, we got Joey. We'll let you riff. We'll let you riff here.
No, I mean I don't need to go too much into it. I dove in earlier. Listen, in the receiving room, which is really kind of where the studs are found, I've either just got the biggest guys in the league, or I've got Amon-Ra St. Brown. Running backs, Kyron's boring, but he's always returns value. Walker, it's probably gonna be a weird timeshare all season, but he showed last week he can boom. And then it's really just it's that kind of safe running back value with a little bit of potential. it's that receiving room that's kind of carrying the team, and then enough just late round value with Tyler Warren and Caleb to keep me happy. And then hopefully in reserves we got RJ getting up to speed. We got Addison. Hopefully figuring it out as McCarthy eventually gets back and starts figuring the league out too.
Hmm.
And then Coleman and Booty, just a couple, still young players, still figuring it out. And just kind of riding on the trick made based on matchup. But yeah, overall happy with the team. Much happier with this team than I am with my Chicago Bears. So we can keep moving.
Yeah, you got two top four receivers on your team right now. You're never not going to be happy with that. And I'll just say that.
Yeah,
You're feeling
yeah,
really
feeling good.
good. All right, and then for 2 and 1, we got Jack at 2, and then Keegan at 1 here. Good job, Keegs. We'll look at Jack's team first here, though. I really like Jack's team. It, it McCaffrey, Puka are just like those guys that can like blow up and have insane weeks. And you kind of like it how it's spread out between the wide receiver and the running back. Um, he's got Tucker Kraft 10-1 right now. I think going with the Jaden Reed injury, he's going to be getting a lot more work. We kind of saw it. He was hooping against the Commanders on
Yeah,
Thursday Night Football.
yeah,
Really haven't gotten what you want out of Lad, um, but you just got to feel like that's going to pick up throughout the season. That's not going to be the case.
yeah,
Bill,
yeah. I mean,
I
oh, go
was
ahead, go
I
ahead.
was gonna say Bill's an interesting one because it was like all the preseason hype, and then we come in, it's Austin Eckler, and then Austin Eckler goes down, and then it's like a mixture of Bill and who's the other guy, McNichols, kind of to
Yeah,
finish off the
McNichols or
game.
Rodriguez. Yeah,
So it's like the preseason hype is cool, but when it comes to actually playing regular season games, what are the Manders going to go with? We'll see. You kind of hope it's Bill. And then I like Calvin Ridley. I'm high on him. I think he'll start catching passes. He'll start getting involved with Cam Ward, and I think he's a really good guy to have on your flex.
yeah, yeah. I think Jack's team and mine share some similarities in terms of your early guys are performing well.
Yeah,
You maybe got some kind of later round value. Actually, a lot of later round value with Tucker Kraft and Herbert. And then I think that's kind of where our teams are similar. And then Jack again just has, I think, like we talked about earlier, just really great upside in this bench. So it's like a usual Jimmy Stuffer's team. It's all hype picks. It's a lot of excitement. Most of the time they flame out pretty poorly, but sometimes they hit. And the fact that he's got enough of these boom players and has enough of those high upside players still on his bench is making Jack probably feel pretty good.
yeah, yeah. I think he sent a text. He sent a text to me the other day, and he was like, "Jimmy Stuffer's 2-0, Chargers 2-0." He was like, "We're so up." And then I sent him the Kobe Bryant meme where he was like, "You're up 2-0. How do you feel?" He's like, "What is there to be happy
Yeah,
about?" So
yeah, exactly.
Jack's team's exciting. Good job, Jack. Good draft so far. Let's hope Puka and
So
Christian
far,
McCaffrey can hold up. And then we got
exactly.
the Barsuganators at number 1 here. I really like Keegan's team. I don't say I'm not gonna say I wish I had Keegan's team because I love my team, but Jonathan Taylor and Achan are just monsters. And then he has Tet and Igbuka, the two kind of like hype receivers or rookie receivers for the year. And then he's just flexing Nico Collins on the flex. Solid team with really high upside. Can probably We'll
Yeah,
probably see this team put up 150, 160 points at some point in this season.
yeah. I mean, I cleared him by like 30 points this week, but still, Keeks, good to see you up here at number one. um, no. But yeah, I will say, Keegan's scouting department's pretty elite, I think. The two rookie wideouts he drafted seem to be the only two rookies that are doing anything to note. So you got to feel good. Got to feel good. I was big on the Godwin train last year in a lot of spots, and Igbuka is just taking over that role. He's coming in clutch. He's making big plays when they need him. And yeah, I mean, just having the simultaneous floor and ceiling of Achan and Taylor, Taylor looking just especially quick this year. It's looking good. We'll see how Nico bounces back. That Texans O line and then maybe even that Texans quarterback is a little bit worrying right now. But
Yeah.
I'm sure once CJ starts hitting him on 3 or 4 fades in a row, Nico should be doing pretty good. But yeah, again, still some nice pieces on the bench.
Yeah.
He's got Kittle still coming back, and yeah, overall just good, well-rounded team with plenty of upside still.
Exactly. Exactly. Um, yeah. The most solid team that we have, I think. The most trustworthy. Um, Good job, Keeks. You did good. All your sleeper notifications that you were grinding in the off season are paying off so far. So, all right, and that is gonna be it for the
Cool.
pod. Um, Everybody, get your survivor picks in for the week.
Most
So,
people,
sorry, Joey.
most people.
Um, we already did our waivers, so make sure you got your lineup set for Thursday, and we'll see you back next week.
Yeah. Listen,
Everybody say
boys. Yeah.
everybody say thank you,
Have a good.
Joey,
Have
for
a
hopping on.
Yes. Please. Happy to join. But yeah, everyone have a good Wednesday night. Tomorrow's Thursday. We're there.
We're
For us West Coasters, we're less than 24 hours out from that game. Well, I guess for everyone. But football on the West Coast just comes a little earlier, so it's nice for us out here. But yeah, listen, we got 1 through 12 here, but I think everyone's still fighting. We got some bad luck injuries, got a lot of interesting depth pieces that can still make or break some seasons here. So just remember, Justin Jefferson did nothing for his couple weeks. Jonathan Taylor was pretty much useless for his few weeks of his rookie year. Jameer
yeah,
Gibbs, not good. I remember I think one of my first years playing fantasy, I had Michael Thomas trade him away like or cut him like week 6, and he goes on to finish as like WR11. So listen, there's gonna be a lot of risers, a lot of sinkers, but hey, Dev, just happy to be here.
yeah.
Happy to be on the show tonight.
Happy to have you. Happy to have you. All right, that's gonna be it for the week 2 pod.
All right,
We'll see you guys next week.
sounds good. Talk to you boys later.